All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Couch Crunch Podcast. My name is Alex. First episode of the Couch Crunch Podcast, where I'm joined here with four very annoying gentlemen here. I have Ramir on one side. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody. My name's Ramir, a.k.a. Iconic Legend, a.k.a. your Xbot, a.k.a. your best Sony fanboy.
Notice that he said he's an Xbot and a Sony pony, both at the same sentence. My next co-host is a little bit on the quiet side. Don, give everybody a little hello.
Hey, yo, it's your boy Don. I'm good with platformers, all kinds, stealth games. Come to me, I got you.
Not bad. All right, my final co-host is Nicholas Rodriguez. Say what's up, everybody.
How you doing, guys? My name's Nick. I've been a gamer for a very long time, and this is all I could see myself doing for a long time, so I'm glad to be on the show.
All right, so we're just to give everybody an idea of who we are. We're just four random dudes who just love video games, and we love talking and getting on each other's nerves about what video game is. We're just here to talk a bunch of bullshit and, do a little debate and stuff. But let's start things off with who we basically are. Again, I'll start us off. I'm Alex. I've said that already. I grew up with the Sega Genesis as my main platform, and I'm not really I wouldn't say I'm not loyal to any console gaming. Gaming is gaming to me, It's all about what's fun, and that's all that's important to me. Go ahead, Don. Go ahead, Mir. You give him some.
Hi, everybody. So I'm pretty diverse gamer when it comes to like background and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting because when I first started off gaming, I remember as little as I can that we started off with the very first Nintendo, and then we moved on to the Sony. So from what I can remember is that I would say I started off at the PlayStation, and I've been a PlayStation fanboy ever since. But I've had Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, a bunch of different games. I'm pretty diverse in a lot of like different genres. I'd say one of my favorite is definitely probably multiplayer. I'm a sucker for multiplayer. So yeah, if you want to add me, you can add me at aka Iconic Legend 95 on Xbox Live.
This man plugged his whole username to everybody. All right,
Yep.
Don, you give everybody a little bit of a history lesson, but elaborate a little more.
Got you. Yeah, I started off, I started off PlayStation, and maybe here and there GameCube. Like everybody else for the introduction with PlayStation and Crash and Metal Gear Solid, Siphon Filter.
That's a classic one.
Yeah, so I'm like more on the platforming stealth side of gaming. I dabble in the fighting games too.
You can't forget Uncharted.
Oh yeah, later on, like around PS3 days, Uncharted came around. Stayed along with that, I'm a Naughty Dog fanboy for sure. So
Real quick, before we continue, I gotta ask you something because I feel like I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this.
Mm-hmm.
What is in your opinion? What's the best Metal Gear game?
I say the fourth one.
Guns of the Patriots.
Yep.
That's the correct answer.
Yep.
All right, Nick, go ahead and give us your little history lesson.
All right, how you doing, guys? Actually, from what I've remembered, the very first game that I played was Ninja Turtles for, I think, the Super Nintendo. It was a very, very awesome game, platformer. I really enjoyed it. I just grew up with my cousins and, just really just enjoyed a lot of the Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PS1. Yeah, it's just the list goes on for a long time. So, I don't really have a specific genre besides, hack and slash. I grew up, playing God of War, but I'm really just a sponge that really just enjoys a lot of different types of video games. So,
That's a good analogy right there. I kind of like that, buddy.
Yeah.
A sponge.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's start us off with a couple some gaming news stuff. E3 is coming up next week. Wow, next month. I'm fired. Rate this podcast 5 stars. If not, we'll all die. So E3 is next week. Anybody got any hopes for E3 coming up next week? Who wants to start us off? Mir's to start.
We got to be honest. So, with Sony backed out of E3, I think they've been backed out for like the past couple of years or so.
Yeah.
E3 has been very disappointing for the past couple of years.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
I don't think E3 has been really exciting since probably like 2017, maybe 2016. Like E3's been pretty shit. But however, for this E3 2021, I mean, I'm kind of excited for Xbox's reveal. Xbox, Bethesda. I'm looking forward to see what they got.
That's going to be really like scary to me. Like the thought of Fallout being Xbox exclusive is weird.
Not really. I mean,
Then again,
you got to think about it. Like, didn't Fallout 3 come out? Wasn't that like more popular on 360 than like the PlayStation anyway?
that's a good point actually.
So
I
it's
think
kind of like you kind of should just stay on there. I'm not really a fan of Fallout anyway, so just to get that out there.
blasphemy.
I think Fallout kind of sucks.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Fallout like that myself.
What is happening on this podcast?
Yeah, Fallout definitely sucks.
This podcast is now ruined, and I'm going to quit.
But outside of Xbox, I'm definitely excited for Capcom's release. I think that's on Monday. It's gonna be on Monday. I'm hoping for I doubt it because they're still updating Street Fighter 5, but I'm hoping for like a Street Fighter 6. If not, something new, maybe a whole new IP at all. I'm also looking for Nintendo. I'm looking forward for like a Breath of the Wild 2 announcement. Bayonetta 3.
Oh, yeah.
At long last.
I honestly want a Mario Kart 9. I don't know.
Really?
It's a bunch of different shit. But E3 fails often, so
Yeah.
they pretty much are going to do the same carbon copy. Gameplay reveals. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some more Far Cry 6. Probably some Forbidden West. And yeah, I think E3 is going to be pretty lackluster, but I'm hoping it's
Nice,
gonna be
nice.
good.
Don, any hopes for E3?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm waiting for that Bayonetta 3. I just got finished playing the playthrough of the first Bayonetta, the one that's remastered for the PlayStation. That, and I'd like to see something about No More Heroes. Even though I know that's about the third one that's supposed to come out this summer, so they might just bypass
Who's the
that.
developer for that?
I believe
Platinum
that-
Games, isn't it?
Platinum?
Yeah, it's Platinum Games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Platinum.
That's interesting.
Platinum Games. They have an interesting track record.
Yeah.
Very
Except for
Platinum.
we don't talk about Legend of Korra. Anyway, Nick, any hopes for E3?
Yeah, the thing that I'm really just disappointed about, I really hope to see some content from God of War. I know we're getting a pushback till about next year. It's kind of downer, but I'm really hoping they show at least like gameplay, another trailer of it. I'm looking forward to that. It would be nice to see more like just piggyback off of Ramir, like more content, I guess, from Rockstar as well. I'll be interested to see
Ooh, that's a good one.
yeah, like it would be another good
GTA 6,
Bully
maybe?
GTA 6 or would it be really good? It honestly would be like another Bully game. Like that would be that
that's
would really
a
be
Bully
good.
I
too.
think,
Like,
I think
God.
we're getting on fantasies now.
I know, I know.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
what are you
but
hoping for?
yeah.
Not what's
Yeah.
expected. What are you hoping for?
Right.
Yeah.
That would be something
That's a
to
little, but that's a.
yeah. And then in the talks of NetherRealm, talking about like there's gonna be this Marvel. Like
Yes.
this Marvel game that they're supposed to be bringing to life. I can't wait to see what that looks like, and hopefully it will be on
I'm
there.
intrigued, and hopefully other people will agree with me. I want to know how they're going to separate that from Injustice. 'Cause,
Great, yeah, I agree.
Listen, at this point, I think they can do. I don't know, because mind you, so it's probably going to run on the NetherRealm engine. It's going to be one thing they could do. I don't know how much this would change the game, but they could use a different kind of art style. If they do that, it could, that could separate it just in terms of like graphics and just the way it looks.
Right.
But to your point, how much can they do? It's a NetherRealm game, right? So that's what works for them. So I think for the most part, they're probably going to stick with the typical. What is it, like the end stage environment, the stage transitions, stuff like this, right? Like these are things that we like in NetherRealm games. These are the things this is the reason we buy Mortal Kombat and Injustice, because these things work so well. So I'm just hoping that it's going to be an all-based Marvel game, and it's not going to be some crossover or anything like that. I don't want to see Scorpion in a Marvel game.
I think it's
Yeah,
okay.
I
That's too
agree.
unreal-
I
that's
gotta.
That's
yeah,
unrealistic. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I gotta agree.
My hopes for E3. I have 2 games that I'm hoping are there, but I doubt they'll be there. So, BioShock 4 is rumored to be there, and I am praying because I am a diehard BioShock fan. Part 2 is the best, by the way. And then what's the other game I'm thinking? Oh, that I feel like the other game's a little not more known. So if you haven't heard of this game, definitely check it out. It's called the Castillo Protocol. I think it is the Castillo Protocol. I believe it's being directed by Glenn Schofield, who, fun fact, made the Dead Space games.
Oh.
Hmm.
And I am a just diehard Dead Space fan as well.
Such a trash game.
You're a crackhead. Go away.
Such a trash game.
For those of you listening, Ramir has been violently removed from the podcast.
Dead Space sucks.
I've been meaning to get into more horror games too, so I'd be really interested.
Yeah.
in
I mean,
Dead Space and BioShock. Definitely.
I mean, you wanna-
Bioshock's not really horror.
I mean, you want to
Bioshock's
elaborate?
horror adjacent.
You want to elaborate on why don't you like the, BioShock
Space?
franchise?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or
Well, Dead Space. Yeah.
Explain why you don't like Dead Space so I can stab you.
I don't know. Like, honestly, this is a very, like, lackluster kind of opinion, but, like, I've only played 2, I think. I don't know. Like,
That's the
it's-
best one.
It probably is. I don't know. It's a very outdated game.
You're outdated.
I mean, I guess if you're a horror fan, you really enjoyed it. But I think for casuals, I don't know. This might be me. People might agree with me, but the game is kind of like.
We're all filthy casuals here.
So I don't know. It was just kind of boring. Isaac was kind of boring. I thought the story kind of sucked. I didn't really like the gameplay mechanics. I thought it was really stupid. How you had to it wasn't the game. I could be wrong, mind you. I haven't played this game in ages, but it felt like it wasn't like a free camera kind of you know how shooting games are, where you have that third person free camera kind of
Right.
angle when it comes to shooters. I don't think Dead Space offered that, so for me that kind of ruined it a lot. I kind of wanted the open, being able to shoot enemies like at my own will. I don't think it offered that. And I mean, like I said, unless you're a super horror fan, I can only really see why you would really.
I can't wait for this podcast to go into video format, so that way people can see the look I'm giving you right now.
I don't really.
And maybe if you try to, you ever see yourself actually just revisiting that game to see if you would change any opinions on it?
Me
or-
revisiting that game is like Alex playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
You know that's happened already, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pop up Dead Space for you, because I've already played.
Me revisiting it, so you can play Horizon.
I've already
That's not gonna
played,
happen.
but if I've already played it, you
Well,
gotta
he said
revisit.
revisit it though. So.
All right, I guess
You
I'm
have
playing
to
Horizon.
revisit Horizon.
That's
probably
totally
not
fine.
gonna happen because I'm not revisiting.
I mean, you got a PlayStation? Swing me the PlayStation. I'll play Horizon.
Nah, we can just.
Okay, so for the people who don't know what the heck is going on, I don't own a PlayStation. I own an Xbox and a Switch. I'm not the biggest Sony fan.
Care to elaborate a little bit?
Wait. Let's just take note that he's actually said this on camera because he's the same person that advocates and says that I don't have any, I don't have any bias towards any systems.
I didn't say I had a bias.
I like Sony. There's nothing
You do
wrong
know
with
what
Sony.
bias
But now
means.
he just said,
Yeah.
I don't like Sony. I'm not a fan of them.
Right.
I just had to hit that out.
I just want because I just want to put it out there right now. You do realize that bias means that I show favor toward one.
What you do?
Okay, what do I
Xbox.
prefer? That's not. I just said I have a Switch,
Yeah, but
and I prefer PC. I play PC games as well.
I don't think that's as accurate. But I mean,
Would you like to see my
No,
library?
You're fine. But we're talking about what you would play consistently on a daily, and whether you agree with this or not, I would assume that we all see Alex the majority of the time on Xbox, right?
That's
Mhm.
just
So
because
that's his
that's
home.
Right.
that's
home
just because
thing.
that's where I own majority of my games.
I mean,
It's just
it
that's
doesn't matter
purely
how many
coincidental,
games you own on there. That's still your primary system.
right?
So,
I mean,
and again, you're very biased with Xbox and Sony.
no bias is
Let's get that out there.
bias is to say I only I like Xbox more than everybody else.
But would you agree that you like Xbox more than Sony?
I like everything more than Sony's
So
my
you don't
point.
want to agree to it.
Because it's not entirely true.
No.
I'm not saying I prefer Xbox to PlayStation. I say I prefer anything to PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily bias. It's just,
All right.
and I've had a PS4 beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some of your
100%.
favorites?
Infamous,
Infamous.
hands down.
That's
Infamous
nice.
is the best PlayStation game I've ever played.
It's good.
Yeah, I love Infamous.
Good.
Yeah,
Good selection.
also, speaking of PlayStation games, there's an old PS3 game that I actually loved, and I feel like it's very underrated. He might not agree with me. You ever play Resistance?
Yeah, that was another good one. Yeah.
Resistance.
I played
was a
Resistance 1
fantastic
and
game.
1, 2, and 3. They were actually
I
really
played
good.
only 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually one of my first PS3 games. Resistance. When
Yeah,
I
see, I know
first
my
got it.
stuff.
I've played 3 only, and it was a good game.
Yeah,
I haven't-
I feel like it's very underrated. Not a lot of people talk about that.
Yes, I put it up there with Killzone. Not many people talk about Killzone, even though it's like a PlayStation exclusive.
Killzone's a weird case for me.
Yeah,
Like,
Killzone's different. Like
Kill-
I feel like Killzone is like Halo, but not necessarily like on the same status. What I mean by that is like a lot of
That's a bold
people
statement.
argue that Killzone 2 was the best of the series, and that's when it was at its prime. Same thing with Halo 2. Like a lot of like OGs, like yeah, Halo 3 is the golden child and everything. But like when a lot of people think about Halo, like a lot of people refer to like Halo 2's multiplayer.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how Killzone 2's multiplayer is looked at anyway.
Yeah,
I-
Like
I
I think it's
agree
a
with that,
really,
yeah.
I think it's a really good classic first-person shooter multiplayer game. I think it's definitely underrated.
definitely.
But yeah, I think Killzone is a pretty solid series.
And it's
It
a
sucks
shame.
that it's done and they're not making it anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame too because I feel like PlayStation around that time when Killzone first came out, I feel like it's like one of the main games they're trying to push out because I seen it everywhere around that time, but nobody was in. You didn't really hear that much hype around it.
does anyone remember Haze, the Halo killer?
Ooh.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So okay,
Yes.
Haze was this old PlayStation, I think 3. Yeah, it was a PlayStation 3 game that was supposed to be Sony's version of Halo, but they were advertising it literally as, and I quote here, the Halo killer. Like it was set to be
Oh,
the game to
Lord.
dethrone Halo. It was like the most popular online shooter at the time, and it died so horribly.
I'm about to
It
say,
sold like. Hold on, let me. I'll bring up the sales. I got my
That's
little
a-
special
that's a pretty-
computer.
I'm about to say, what is Haze? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I've never
Never
actually
heard
heard that title. before.
That right there, the fact that 3 out of 4 people have never heard of Haze
That's
is a
sad.
sign that it didn't do so hot.
Yeah, that's the thing. You shouldn't be chasing after the competition. You try to go after your own thing and be more
I
original.
think some friendly competition is fine, but like if you're gonna,
Yeah, but if you try to make like a carbon copy of your competition's game,
I mean,
then
was
it's
it a
like,
carbon copy? Like direct?
I wouldn't say
If
carbon
that's the
copy, but it
case.
definitely tried to be like very close.
When did this all take place, actually?
So this game came out in 2008.
Oh.
Let's pull up the reception. As soon as I find it, give me 1 second, guys. Be sure to rate the podcast, as high as you can. Just cause, why not? Because I said so. That's why. Actually, that's why. Okay, I can't
It's
find the
pretty-
actual sales, but it on Metacritic it got a 50 out of 100, so it's
yeah.
pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
Haze.
At the time, Eurogamer called it the year's most significant disappointment in all of gaming.
Oh, it sounds like something that came out a couple months ago.
Ooh.
I think that was a shot at Cyberpunk.
Very good game.
All right, if you want to really run to a tangent, can we talk about that game really quick?
Cyberpunk.
I don't think there's anything to talk about.
No, I want to talk about it because
Man.
here's the thing
Still giving out
here's the
updates.
thing that no one knows. Out of this group, me, Alex, had so much hope for this game. I was one of the people who really believed in the hype, but I'm one of the people who's like I'm adult enough to understand that like that game was a massive disappointment. Like the game on a technical level was so broken. Like half the time, I haven't even beat the game yet. The game came out in December?
Roughly around
Yeah,
Yeah,
September.
it was December.
December.
No, it was
Yeah.
December.
It might have
Was
been. I think
Yeah, it was
November
pushed
or
to
December.
no, it was
December,
pushed
yeah.
to December. I
Yeah,
think like
yeah.
5th or something like that.
Yeah.
But we are now in what month are we in now? Almost June. We're June. At the time of this recording. 7 months. There's been, I want to say, like 8 major patches. The previous gen, so the 360, I mean not the 360, the Xbox One and PS4 version still run like complete and utter crap, and it's so sad because I really gave the game a chance, and like I didn't run into, like at first I wasn't running into any major glitches that everyone else was noticing, and then out of nowhere, I just like there was like one of the patches that came through, and like I was just got bombarded. My game got bombarded with crashes and glitches, and I was just like,
damn.
That was like I pre-ordered that game, and I don't do that often. You know what I mean? Like I don't pre-order my games because I'm very untrusting of broken games like that, and like it just made me so mad.
And it's a shame too because The Witcher started off similar.
Well, we're going off on a tangent right now. We'll end it there.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
I have some things about that game since we started over it.
All right, you gotta speed through it.
So long story short, I think the game was complete utter trash. I think for CD Projekt Red, I think they need to go back to the drawing board of what they did with The Witcher. I think it's a little absurd for the game to be in development for almost 10 years and like it comes out like that, and the fact that you have to like lie or come up with some kind of scheme to your fans to tell them that it was originally meant for the PC and that they really didn't put too much emphasis on the consoles. I think that's really upsetter for your fans. So any game that they release in the future, a lot of fans will be very skeptical about anything they drop in the future. I think that the game had a lot of potential. I think it was very, very cool. It was something that was really cool thought, but it was executed very poorly. And yeah, I just think it was a horrible game. And it'll definitely go down as one of the most controversial games ever. So yeah.
I agree. CD Projekt Red. We loved you at first, but now you got to get your stuff together, buddy. But let's wrap that there. A lot of chaos, a lot of improfessionality, but we're just starting out. So if you really like this, give us a follow, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody.
On the next one. See ya.